It has been a while in Roskill right over here. Welcome back to Roskill Central Railroad. For about Forge is going to be spawning many more trains to do this. So we have any old trains that we still have any more of these trains. I'm not going to be choosing about small trains. Let's just pretty sure we able to do for much more things to do anything as well. So what time it is, we're gonna be using for a kerosene engine as well without using a 25 tonner. So we cannot able to use anything about this because that since that added for this one thing, the Santa Fe 3751. So before we're gonna be making towards like anything as well, we're not sure that we're going to be making towards like it's using around here. But the last time we're already using about for the Frisco Disapode around here. And next, we're gonna be spawning a GWR painter tank. What? I'm probably not sure that we're gonna be using this train. So, 060, which is absolutely one thing. The Hall class itself. We're going to be spawning a British train for the first time, the Great Western, and then for the British Railways is absolutely the Black. So, the first time I'm going to be starting the British Railways. Wait, it's currently snow that we're going to be using, that I decided that we're using the 262 Pirate as well, some sort of a pirate train as well. The Old West trains is going to be nothing that I'm probably to do so. It's hard to finding any trains as well. So I guess what? We think this isn't going to be for historic trains as well. Somebody is on the move with the trains anytime soon. So we're just going to be making towards like this thing as bolting for many more of these trains. So it looks like this Sierra train has completely revamped into some sort of like these things as well. The tank car is absolutely some sort of a kerosene. And it looks like there must be various models for a lot of these things. This is the legacy model of the train, and I'm probably making sure that we're absolutely a lot of these things. So instead of going all the way like this thing, so we're not going to be using some sort of historic trains. Let's get to work for the tank fire train. Respawn a train as well, and we're going to be using a passenger. Stream Pullman coaches were too big, but since we're going to be spawning some sort of small British or Southern Pacific around of these with streamlined locomotives as well. So without using anything as well for Canadian Pacific, I'm not using the JNR style coaches as well. The large British is absolutely what we're going to be doing. So we're starting even for some sort of this. We're added to the train as our small British, but things are not going to be very small whatsoever. So we're going to be using the class 30, but I just pretty since we're not using some sort of realistic simulations. But look how the train it is, and we don't have any free camera whatsoever. So I might start to get a little bit for one tricky thing. Small British it is. So as you can see around of the height, it's probably a little bit small. The aerodynamics is it's not going to be probably so high whatsoever. So we're not going to be making too much for it to do. We can't sit in any trains as well. So I absolutely started to grow back as well. So I'll be deleting this one train. I'm not the whole train it is. So we're going to be making things a little bit straight and started to get a little bit of mode. So once I just probably spawn that train, let's get out for many more passenger, or let's check the small British as our brown coaches. 1, 2, 3. And it's not going to be making throughout for this very small. 4 is gonna be the one, the large British 5, 6, 7, 8, and it's, oh dear, it's probably making trap for a huge things as well. Small British isn't going to be like this thing. So without further ado, let's delete this entire train, and we cannot make things about for even ourselves. So we're gonna be choosing again, and let's use for a small British coaches as well. So without further ado, we said we turn off the delete mode, and then we just spawn all the cars we have currently maxed ourselves. So, but that we probably want ourselves to do this. I do not really believe this thing as well. We're currently deleting this train and almost connected by the train. So, let's just continue to small pole bridges as well. So, I'm probably small. I'm not pretty sure that I just completely bad at saying the English like themselves. So we have 9 out of 10, and looks like we got all of them. So you can ride a locomotive when you're small, but looks like we started to get a little bit small of this thing. And we're ready to move to go. So let's start to turn on the headlights. And we're gonna be hearing the whistle after we just currently hit that some sort of bell or something. Let's hear some sort of one whistle. Whoa! That was extremely loud as well. So as you can see, the height that currently almost matching to their small coaches. So I wonder now, however, the steam engine is absolutely pretty sounds like this thing before. We're gonna be lower the sound as well. We can't hear the whistle as well. If I get too close, I'm probably not sure. Wait, the other world of dimension is absolutely pretty the portal open. And I'm not sure. Everything is started to turn realistic. We have to stop your train. And what do you think it is? And guess what? The graphics update of the games, or any kinds of other kinds of games, was turned it realistic mode and not suitable for children. So it looks like we're gonna be going all the way up as well and make it right there really fast as possible. So the train will be going to be slightly going up all the way, but since every some sort of a graphics things has just come like this, a good probably for one thing as well. So that must be a sky global as well. So we're just gonna be came out of nowhere, and that must be the official part of Roskilde Sandbox by using streamlined some sort of a jet engine or something. We're outside, and it's absolutely winter by the early of November, and by the end of the year of November, about this thing as well. The train will come to for the extremely fast, really as possible. We're gonna be coming around inside of that town, and let's just gonna be stopping this train at once. And unfortunately, that started to get a little bit for pretty much as well. 1.85 thousand, and we just came around of this many more. So let's get hit it to ourselves for many more like these things as well. We come to a full service of many more like these things, but I'm out of some sort of one thing. We're gonna be turning around, and looks like we're just gonna be making towards like it's really fast. As the train accelerates so fast, and will not pretend that must be the New York Central. We're gonna be headed right over here as really fast as possible. So we just completely turn on the light. We didn't hear the whistle that before that bell as well. So the train is coming really fast. We're probably not sure. This is gonna be for the officials of the road scale videos. So, but you can see there must be some sort of a line connected to the locomotive and connected to some sort of a tender as well. So, we're early steps into this evening. We're gonna be stopping up this train. 1.86 thousand. The next stop will be slightly over here as well. The train must be stopped over here, and it looks like we're gonna be headed over to the passenger side. So I must come really fast over here. And what do you think? The train is really fast over here. So not all of these things is we come into the next station. To the next station we have over here. So what we named all of the stations for right there, I say commuter trains is going to be slightly over here. And we think that the big commuter trains will be required to get to stop over here for as well. So the next station will be not there, I guess. So looks like the train is going to be headed towards like in the town or something. So it must be able to get coming fast. The moon shines onto the train. We're going to be headed into the circle as we're going to be staying here. What about we just only try to stay here? The next station is we're going to be doing for already starts. Whatever it is. We just could able to turn up as well. We turn anything as well. It's time to use like this thing as well. So the whistle is too loud by going near on the locomotive as well. So looks like we picked up every passengers. It looks like we came about for this one piece over here. So our next station is going to be nearby. This is the international commuter station that we just completely stop over here. And it looks like we just completely stopped at this another station over here. I'm just going to be making towards like a very fast schedule. There's literally to do so. But many more of these things won't become controversial of this thing. But ever since I have put out of this thing because I don't know why for just about too much. It's the problem with my speakers or anything but headphones as well. I have completely disabled because I'm unable to do this. We just pulling out of flash drives as well. And probably we didn't have any problems to do so. Let's completely run on time really fast as possible. We're not going into the Wild West, but we're staying here until the last stop. But what I was saying, that we're still going to be using for a kerosene, the tank train, probably making towards like this, going even faster or accelerating for really slower. I hear the train high water as well for extremely slow as possible. 1.91. That's since we just completely started out. We're staying onto the commuter line. And what I just completely guessed, we're staying around here. And we just completely another stop as well. And let's just completely going all the way again. But the train's going extremely fast. Will be required for some sort of a dieselized train as well. But as you can see, the train is ridiculously fast as going all the way possible. But it can slightly going all the way upside by getting to around for pulling some freight things as well. So we're not going to be starting around for this freight things as well. So I have completely lost my mind. Staying around onto the circles is going to be pretty what's important to do this. So I think staying like these things is completely over, and looks like the next stop will be going to be headed all the way back there where we started. We still completely going to get all the way for about to enter like this thing as well. So hearing this, is this gonna work? But I probably don't think so as well. We're not gonna be going into the Wild West because this is actually winter whatsoever. So we're in the middle of the night and we're gonna be stopping the passengers from right over here. But since we're just completely able to move around for this, what is going to get all the way down into is another station. So by heading onto the city will be end of this video by going all the way down here for the last stop. Until that doesn't gonna be slightly, we're ending up this video for over here. Well then, it's been for over 16 minutes of this video, but although the frames per second is about to start to get a little bit smooth, and we're picking every passengers, we just doing anything. But going on the city isn't really like this pretty fast or something? Or maybe. We cannot able to go to the city, but next time we'll be using this train to head all over to the city as well. And we're probably making it around for many more things as possible. So our next station is, wait, there must be a nearby house. But although, before we're going to be headed on to the house tour for many more reasons. The wood pickups and what everything we sense to move on. It looks like we're just going to be headed all the way back to start where we came from. It looks like we just came all over to this thing right there. And this thing will be absolutely going to be getting around here. And let's just try to speed all the way down as really fast as possible. But as you can see, this train is extremely fast, like the Polar Express. And when just absolutely speeding all the way through, we have our last two stops onto the station. It's absolutely going to be almost stopping for this too early. We're just completely going to be making ourselves for the last stop. And then we're finally going to just only one thing. It's time to give ourselves to a wrap up for today's video. Because it's slightly early winter about this thing. There's no limited locomotives about coming up of this December as well. And since we're speeding about for 116 miles per hour, and finally we made it onto our last stop. But it looks like we come into our last 3 deliveries. We came around of this 2,000 deliveries. We came ever to be found as well. So finally that is it for wrapping up for today's video. It looks like it has been for slightly 20 minutes of this video. Anyways, if you like for today's video about for this that I have only the last standing of this player left, please like and subscribe, and the game is linked in the description down below, so you might be able to start your career by having a lot of deliveries in a total. Thanks for watching, for all your support into this row scale sandbox, and don't worry about for this next time. This is Turbo Concept is signing off, over and out, and I'll talk to you rail fanners. Then I'll see you soon, right over here for and against next year. So I'll be see you next year about the winter as well. We're staying around the circles, but next time as well. And of course, I'm not going to be turning on to the delete mode.